Our next coach this morning, head coach of the Presbyterian College Blue Hose, Harold Nichols. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
PC with another heartbreak, close loss this past week following the Gardner-Webb. Heading on the road to Liberty. We've already heard from the first two coaches that you played and will play, but if you can open up and talk about the game against Gardner-Webb, then we'll start taking questions and talk about Liberty.
Well, it seems like that we've had the same conversations each and every week the last 3 or 4 weeks. It was a heck of a ball game. We certainly are frustrated and disappointed, that we couldn't get it to come out on our end. But a lot of credit goes to Gardner-Webb. They've got a really good football team, and we knew that going in. And it certainly was a good college football game. Two teams competing, and I was proud of the way that our kids, competed. But we've got to do a better job in late in ball games, making plays to put ourselves in a position to win. And that's the thing that sometimes we feel like that we're so close, but then it seems like we're so far away at times. But we got to keep grinding on this thing, and our credit goes to our players. They've come out each and every week, and they've got good football character, and been really proud of the way that they've competed. But we've got to play better in order to win these games. And we've been in 3 or 4 of them right here in a row where the game's hung in the balance there in the fourth quarter, and we just seem to be coming out on the bottom end of it. But we've got a lot of resiliency and a lot of resolve about us, and we'll turn the page. And congratulations to Gardner-Webb. They did the things that they needed to do to win the football game and deserve to. So, but we got to turn the page quickly, like anything in the Big South. We've got a lot of good teams in our league, and it's each week you got to get ready to play. And we got a huge challenge in front of us this week, going up to Liberty, playing against Coach Gill and his staff, and they've got a very, very good football team. They've got as good players as anybody in our league. You look at Josh Woodrum, their quarterback, who is a tremendous player. I think you mentioned him in your notes there about him being the all-time leading passer, I guess, in our league. There have been a lot of good quarterbacks in our league over the course of time, and that's a tremendous credit to him and his coaching staff, because he is just he can do a lot of different things with the ball. He can beat you running, he can beat you throwing the football. He's smart. I certainly will be glad when he's gone, because he's a tremendous player and tremendous leader for their team, I know. And, Peterson's a great playmaker, the receiver outside. He's a tough matchup problem for you, and so we're going to have to be aware of where he's at, because, like I say, he can turn a game around quickly in one play. So definitely concerned about him and what a good player that he is. And defensively they get after you and play sound, and they get a bunch of hats to the ball. Their defensive end has been a great player in our league for a number of years, and he poses matchup problems with you. I think he's a next level player. I really do. He's got a lot of skills that would translate into the NFL, and so he'll be a tough matchup problem for us, no question. But they got a great home atmosphere there, and there'll be a lot of energy there. I know there will be, and it'll be a great atmosphere for college football, so we're looking forward to.
All right, Coach, at this time we'll start taking questions for you. To ask a question, please press star 1 on your phone at any time, or click the Q&A link near the top of your browser and click raise hand. And for some reason I'm having a quick issue here, so I'm going to have to hang up yet again and call back in. So, Coach, if you can just stand by, and Damien will get to your question as soon as we can. Just give me a quick minute to get back into the call. Sorry about this. All right, everyone, I'm back on the call. Sorry about this. When I got kicked out the first time, I didn't have the web controls impacted what we were able to do here. So just stand by. And, Coach, I know Damian Sordelet from the Lynchburg News in Advance is waiting for you. Damien, your line should be unmuted, so you can go ahead and begin.
Morning, Coach. How are you?
I'm doing fine, Damien.
I have to ask, any update on Daryl Bridges?
Yeah, Daryl, I think went out, might have been the second or third series of the game with a lower leg injury. And, we're optimistic about him. He's a tough kid, and knock on wood, he's been healthy all year. But I think, he'll be able to get back and hopefully be a productive player for us this weekend.
And if he is not able to go at 100%, who do you have ready to take to carry the load for you guys on Saturday?
Well, against Gardner-Webb, we've got Malik Risher and Quaylen Patterson, two of the other young men that got a number of the carries. And so they'll be the two main guys that, will fill in if Daryl can't go or is limited. But I've got confidence in those two kids. They came in and did a good job against Gardner-Webb.
And Coach Gill was talking about the three quarterbacks that you guys have rotated in, how they have to be sound defensively just to prepare for whichever one you throw in there. Who have you been impressed with recently? Ben got the start this past week against Gardner-Webb, and then you had Caleb Griffin starting the previous two games. Are you going with a hot hand, or are you just going with whoever fits your game plan?
I think we're trying to find some answers there, trying to find some productivity at the position, to get us our best chance. Ben, I thought, played relatively well against Gardner-Webb. He's a young player, a maturing player, and he can do some things, with his legs and his arm, and he's going to be a good player in our league. And so I've been, pleased with him. Like I say, he'll continue to get better as time goes on. But we're going to put the guy out there that's going to give us the best chance to win, we feel like. And again, I was impressed with Ben Saturday. Thought he did some good things. He didn't play perfect, but young quarterbacks, there's a learning curve that you go through, and and he'll continue to get better as the season goes on. Hopefully, it'll be this Saturday.
Defensively, you guys have been very stout in all your conference games. The most notable one was the Coastal Carolina game, where you guys came within a few inches of forcing overtime. What defensively has really stood out for your team this year that's allowed you to, no matter which type of offense you're playing, you're able to get your game plan set and execute it to the point where you're in position to win?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think, going into the year, we knew defensively we were going to be a little stronger on that side of the ball, because that's where a lot of our veteran players are. We've got some older kids that have been in our league for a while that understand the pace and the preparation that it takes to be successful on Saturdays. And there's some good players over there. Coach Bangle and our defensive staff have done an unbelievable job all year getting those kids ready to play. And, kids like Ed Britt and Donnell Williams and Deron Dickey and our DL guys that are older that have played for us, they're good team leaders and good leaders on that side of the ball, and they've done a good job all year getting ready to play. And they're going to face a big challenge this weekend up there against Liberty.
What about Liberty? It scares you. Is the fact that they haven't really established a run game consistently. Is that something that you hope to stop first and then force them to throw the ball, and then that way you can maybe get creative with some blitzes, get to Woodrum, maybe throw them off sync a bit?
Well, I think all coaches across the country, if you're going to be successful in college football, you've got to be able to stop the other team from running the football on you. And I think that's a big part of it. And if you can make them, one-dimensional, great. I don't know that we'll have any success doing that this weekend. They do some things multiple that cause you matchup problems. So you got to be careful. You got to be able to defend the entire field. And Josh Woodrum is a senior quarterback who is a veteran kid that's got a lot of snaps underneath his belt that I don't think we're going to be able to do or show anything to him that he hadn't seen before that he's not prepared for. And so we've got to be careful on, honing in on one thing or the other, because I think they're multiple and I think they can do a lot of things, And so it's going to be a huge challenge for us to get lined up and play fast and be able to hopefully hold them down.
Harold, I appreciate the time. Thank you very much.
Damon, thank you.
Thanks, Damien. Coach, before we let you go, just my last quick question for you. With Daryl kind of going out, but you had two other guys that kind of really stepped up, Quallen Patterson and Devron Glenn. Just talk about how they contributed and the types of backs they are.
Well, I think, the difference between, like Devron and Quallen Patterson and Malik, they're smaller, scattier kind of backs, and where Daryl's a bigger kid and more of a workhorse kind of guy. So they're different, that way. But, Quaylen's going to be a really good player in the league. It reminds me of Lance Bird a little bit, the young man we had a few years ago. He's a similar stature, but he's, runs hard behind his pads, got good vision. And so, they're going to be good players in our league. Malik really came in and stepped up big on Saturday. So, if we're going to have success on offense moving the football, those guys are going to have to step up. There ain't no doubt about it. Mark, can you hear me? I'm still on the line here.
Coach, can you hear me?
Yes. Who am I speaking with?
This is Mark Simpson again. I got disconnected from my own call yet again.
Okay. Yeah, I'm here. I can hear you.
Okay. Well, you were wrapping up, and I believe everyone else is still able to hear you. And so I'm ready to go. If you're all set, I don't have anything else for you.
Okay. All right. Well, Mark, appreciate all you guys do for us here at the conference office. I want to wish all the other coaches in the league good luck this weekend.
All right. Thanks, Coach. And apologize to everyone on the call with all the technical issues. I'm now using my cell phone. Hopefully you're all able to hear me so I do not get disconnected yet again.